Good morning, friends. I hope you are all doing well. This video is coming out on Mother's Day, so let me wish every mother and also every son or daughter of a mother a happy Mother's Day. We're going to take it easy today and just make some delicious things for afternoon tea. I'm going to do 2 different tea sandwiches, plus my favorite scones, and some scrumptious chickpea brownies. Also, I want to show you the new 3-tiered tea stand that I bought, and we can look at that after we've made the scones. This scone recipe is on my website, and I will link the recipe in the description box below. Buttermilk, eggs, whisk, flour, salt, baking powder, sugar. Just mix the dry ingredients for a moment. Then I need cold diced butter. Just sprinkle this right on top. The nice thing about making these scones in the stand mixer is the mixer will cut the butter into the flour. Once the flour mixture looks crumbly, go ahead and add the buttermilk mixture. This is the buttermilk and eggs. And just beat that in. I need my marble board. And here it is. And for dusting flour, when I'm baking pastries and whatnot, I just keep the flour in one of these little containers that have a wire mesh lid. And these really are my favorite scones because they hold up well to mountains of clotted cream and jam. And I do want to knead this just briefly. Next, I need to cover the dough with a damp towel and let it rest, usually a half hour, but today I'm only going to let it rest about 15 minutes. And that's so that the flour particles can become fully hydrated and the gluten can relax. So my dough has been resting for about 15, maybe 20 minutes. Did you have a nice sleep? So now we can roll it out to about a 1-inch thick circle. We are good. And I have my 2-inch diameter cutter here, which I'm going to flour. We can cut out rounds. When I cut straight down. I do not twist the cutter, because if you twist, you can crimp the dough and then the scones won't rise to their fullest potential. Look at this. It's just gorgeous. And I gather up my scraps. I don't have to roll the scraps out. I can just pat them out. I'm not going to bake all of these scones today. I'm going to bake some and then flash freeze the remaining. When my friend Vicky comes to rehearse our 2-piano repertoire, I sometimes like to serve afternoon tea. And so it's nice to have unbaked scones ready to go in the freezer. Now all I have to do is bake them off. So these will go into the freezer. And these I will brush with beaten egg and then bake them. Now, if you want extra brown scones, what you do is let the beaten egg dry for about 15 minutes, and then you apply another layer of beaten egg. But I'm not going to do that today. So my oven is preheating to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Actually, maybe I will reglaze these since we have to wait for the oven. Okay, my oven just notified me that it has achieved the correct temperature, so I will do another glaze here. And into the oven they go until the tops turn brown. That will take 15 to 20 minutes. While the scones are baking, let me show you the 3-tiered stand I ordered. This one is made from wood. Now we have to put this together. I will show you my 2 other 3-tiered stands in just a moment so we can compare them. I thought this wooden stand would be nice, not only for afternoon tea, but maybe for cocktail hors d'oeuvres. Because besides afternoon tea, I love to host friends for cocktails. Before I use this stand, I do want to oil it with some walrus oil. This is what I use for all of my cutting boards. Too much. Start at the top. Yeah, I use walrus oil on my cutting boards and also on a lot of my antique furniture. It's food grade, it feeds the wood, it adds a light sheen. I love it. And I can link this stand in the description below if you are interested. Well, I think this is a very attractive stand. Let me show you the 2 other 3-tiered stands in my collection. My very small collection. So this is the Famille Rose stand that goes with my Famille Rose tea set. This is Royal Albert Midnight Rose that goes with that tea set. And this wooden stand I think is wonderful because it will go with anything and everything. It's neutral. Put these away and then I think our scones are ready. And here are the scones. They look gorgeous. They are proudly puffed and nicely browned on top. And the scones will go on the middle tier of the stand. The sandwiches will go on the bottom and the dessert will go on the top. And we are going to make the dessert next. You are not going to believe how easily these chickpea brownies come together. And boy, are they powerfully delicious. I need eggs, and I make the batter right in my blender. I will post the recipe in the description box below. And to see the full description, you simply click on the title of the video. So that was 4 eggs. Then I need chickpeas from a 15.5 ounce can. And I did drain and rinse the chickpeas. 1 cup of sugar. And then I want to blend these ingredients until they become smooth. Teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. This is my own homemade extract. Half teaspoon of salt. And 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And 1.5 cups or 10 ounces of either bittersweet or semi-sweet chocolate chips. And I need to blend this at high speed until everything turns thick, smooth, and chocolatey. Oh, smells fantastic. Now I'm going to pour this into an 8 by 8 inch square baking dish, which I've lined with parchment, or you could just grease your baking dish. If you or someone you know is on a gluten-free diet, these are the perfect brownies. I'm going to bake this brownie mixture until a skewer inserted into the center comes out clean. That will take anywhere from 30 to 35 minutes. And my oven temperature is set to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. While the brownies are baking, I want to run to my local farm store. I want to grab some tulips and maybe a couple of ferns that we can place on the front porch. We are home just in time. Brownies are ready. I really wish you could smell this. Super chocolatey. And to think there is no flour in this. Going to set this aside to let it cool. And then I want to put together some tulips that we just bought. It's a beautiful day today, so I think we can enjoy our Mother's Day afternoon tea on the front porch. So I have some ruscus here that I think will look very nice with the tulips. I like using ruscus with tulips. I did the same thing over here. I arranged the greens at varying heights just to create a sculptural effect. And of course the greens will help the tulips to stay where I put them. I love how tulips elongate and droop gracefully over a vase as they sit in water, or as they stand in water. Well, I think this makes a lovely little spring arrangement. I'm going to bring these tulips out to the porch a little later. For now, we can enjoy them right over here. And then I'm going to get cleaned up and we can make our tea sandwiches. The first sandwich we're going to make is smoked salmon with cream cheese. And I want to doctor up this cream cheese with some chives that I have in the garden. So let's go clip some right now. We had a huge rainstorm last night, so I don't even have to wash these chives. Nature washed them for me. I have whipped cream cheese here. Oh, this is nice and soft and fluffy. It's perfect. And the cream cheese will not only add flavor to these smoked salmon sandwiches, but it will seal the bread so the sandwiches do not become soggy. We can add the chives and just fold them in. I have my bread here, and I want to use a rolling pin to flatten and to thin out the bread. Just like that. Salmon. I always remove the crust. I should use my serrated knife here. This is a Japanese bread knife that works really well. It's the best bread knife I have ever owned. And I can link it in the description if you are in the market for a very good bread knife. And we can cut this sandwich, I think, into rectangles, also known as fingers. Just to bring some added elegance to these sandwiches, I'm going to tie them with a long strand of chive. So we will have little gift-wrapped sandwiches. Now, to stop these sandwiches from drying out, I'm going to put them on a damp towel, barely damp towel, and then cover them. While I continue making tea sandwiches. Now, if you've watched many of my afternoon tea videos, you know that I have made like all of the classic afternoon tea sandwiches. Today, I'm going to do one that is decidedly not classic. If I can open my mandolin, we're going to do butter and radish sandwiches. And I need to slice my radishes very thinly. Now, I have a very nice butter here. And of course, the butter will do what the cream cheese did for the other sandwiches. It will seal the bread so the sandwiches don't become soggy. And I'm going to be rather generous with the butter here because it is one of the flavor components for this decidedly simple sandwich. I almost forgot to add salt. There is zero waste when I cut the crusts off because I eat the crusts as a snack. And I like to fill the sandwich first before I remove the crust. That way I can have a clean edge on each sandwich. And I think we will cut these little numbers into triangles. Fill the sandwich first before I remove the crust. That way I can have a clean edge on each sandwich. And I think we will cut these little numbers into triangles. And we can put the radish sandwiches under cover. I'm going to pop these into the refrigerator while I get cleaned up here. It's almost tea time, but before we assemble our goods, I first want to put the tulips on the porch, and I want to put the ferns in the urns. A very kind viewer sent me this Spode Camilla Pink teapot, and boy, am I happy to have it. And it goes well with my other Camilla tea serviceware, which you and I bought together for about $40 when we went antiquing in upstate New York. And if you missed that video, we had a good time. I can link the video in the description box below. And for this afternoon tea, we're going to have Darjeeling autumnal tea, which I buy at Tierra Farm. And I can link Tierra Farm and a free shipping code in the description box below. They have the best tea and coffee and nuts and dried fruit. Well, they have all kinds of things. And I'm putting the tea in a filter today, rather than just putting it directly in the pot. Isn't this a cool lid? I've never seen a teapot lid like this. And while the tea is steeping, we can assemble the goods for our tea stand. The chickpea brownies, which I cannot wait to tuck into. These brownies are perfectly delicious as is, but you could glaze them if you like. Since it's Mother's Day, I'm going to sprinkle mine with confectioner's sugar. To the porch. It's a little cooler outside than I thought it was, so I put on a blazer. And I do have someone who is joining me, but he does not wish to be filmed. Tea. Oh, I love this tea. Darjeeling autumnal. It's really one of my favorite teas. Now, a sandwich. I'm going to start with the smoked salmon with the chived cream cheese. This is perfectly flavored, perfectly textured. And of course, I am eating the little green bow. Next, radish and butter. How can anything so simple taste so wonderful? I hope you will give these radish and butter sandwiches a try. It's time for a scone. Now, let me show you how these scones work. You just twist them and they come perfectly apart. Want some strawberry jam, which I will put on my plate. And the clotted cream also goes on the plate. Break off a piece of scone. Are you jam first or clotted cream first? I'm usually jam first. No, I'm usually, what am I usually? Okay, usually do, yes, the jam first and then the clotted cream. Today, I'm going to do the clotted cream first because I like to live dangerously. Bon appetit. These scones are light and moist, but they are firm enough to hold up to the clotted cream and jam. They really are my favorite scones. And finally, chickpea brownie. I'm going to break in half. That's my dog. She has a sweet tooth, but she is not allowed to eat chocolate, even if the chocolate also contains chickpeas. I'm going to finish this. I will put the recipes for the scones and the chickpea brownies in the description box below. I don't think you need a recipe for the sandwiches. And thank you so much for spending time with me on what turned out to be a very relaxing day. And again, I want to wish all the mothers and all the fathers and all the sons and daughters of mothers a very happy Mother's Day. If you enjoyed today's video, I hope you will give it a big thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of what's going on around here, be sure to subscribe. And if you know someone who would enjoy this video, I hope you will share it with them. I will have another video for you on Friday, and until then, please treat yourself very, very well. I can't wait to see you again. Happy Mother's Day, my friends.